Welcome to this information session for the Iowa State IDEA programs. We're very happy to see people here in the room with us and record the session for others to review. So I'm Jennifer Margaret. I serve as an Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Education and also the Director of Grad Ed for these programs. I'm a professor in Human Development and Family Studies, and I get to work with colleagues around the room. So I will ask my colleagues, Dr. Fox and Dr. Gillette, to kindly introduce themselves.
Sure. I'm Megan Gillette. I'm a teaching professor in Human Development and Family Studies, and I'm the faculty lead for the Youth Development program here at ISU.
I'm Jonathan Fox, and a lot similar to what Megan just said in Human Development and Family Studies also, but my biggest role here is as part of the Family Financial Planning Program.
Thank you. And we may have some other program leads join us, but I'll ask Gilda to kindly introduce herself.
Yes, I am Gilda Figueroa. I work for Iowa State Online, and I am the campus coordinator for the IDEA programs.
So Gilda is a very important member of our team and interacts with our prospective as well as our current students. If you can kindly introduce yourself in the chat and then go ahead and let us know which program you might be interested in. And if you're not sure about the program, if you have some keywords to share, and then again, we'll monitor the chat for some questions throughout. So our thought is that we will go through a few different topics as a group, and we'll have some different conversations. And so, pardon me, we're going to talk about graduate studies in general, just to set the stage for folks. The suite of programs that we'll talk about are under the umbrella of Masters of Family and Consumer Sciences. We'll talk about admissions process for our programs, and then what types of supports and services are available, particularly for online students. So why graduate school? This is a really important question to ask yourself and to ask others. And so again, we have colleagues around the room who are happy to chat with you. We know from our student communities that are part of our programs that people are pursuing graduate degrees for different reasons. One, they might be in a career and they need some added credential, so particularly a master's program. Others might be changing a career path and looking to work in a new area with a new population, such as youth, or working with older adults through the gerontology program. For some individuals, it's a combination of things. It can be thinking about your career and that upward mobility. So for advancement, additional pay. Again, depending on the career, there can be some different potential benefits of pursuing graduate credentials and really growing your impact. And through our programs and knowing my colleagues around the table, we're really focused in the programs and in our college about growing impact. So what does that look like with the individuals, families, communities that you are working with? Some other things I was thinking of along these lines is perhaps for our students who are in fields, they may be looking to understand research and evidence-based programs and think about, again, extending those skills in ways that they haven't. We also have individuals who come directly from their undergraduate career and are pursuing a master's or certificate. So we really have a mix of students, but a large number are folks who are already in the field and working. If you're like me, I was a first generation student, and so understanding undergraduate was a learning curve for me. Understanding graduate school was another learning curve, and I never thought that that would be an option. But to set the stage for you a little bit, in case you're not aware, in graduate school, and when you think of that additional training, there are some options. So one might be a certificate. And at Iowa State, our minimum for credits for a graduate certificate is 12. So this is a way to focus on a particular area of study, like youth development, for example, and we have a couple of options for youth development graduate certificates. and to really either get to know that area or deepen your knowledge. This is the minimum number of credits. Some programs are more like 15 or 18 credits, but those graduate certificates can stand alone. They can also lead to a master's program. At Iowa State, our minimum number of credits is 30. And I believe for all of our current programs for the Masters of Family and Consumer Sciences, we do sit at 30 credits. And our programs for the IDEA Suite is really focused on coursework only. There are options in other programs to complete research or some original contribution to the field. So that's called a thesis. Some programs have a creative component or some type of capstone, and we can talk a little bit about that if folks are interested, but that would be under a non-thesis. The coursework only is just as the name implies. It's really focused on the courses, and with our programs that the courses are providing some applied experiences and also augmenting what you might be doing already in the field. Doctoral programs are a terminal degree for many disciplines. Some only require a master's, but at Iowa State, we offer doctoral training. So these are typically more research focused, high credit, more intense types of programs. When we think about why grad student or why grad school, pardon me, it's thinking about really what is that career path and what fits you. So as we're talking today, for the students in our programs, a certificate or master's can accomplish some personal goals. I mentioned impact earlier. So in our College of Health and Human Sciences, we think about expanding human potential, and we think about that across the lifespan. I also, in my own work and understanding the work of others, we are very focused on whole person health and wellness. So here you'll see notes about working across the lifespan. You'll see policy making, thinking about financial health for individuals, for families. And so we really are trying to impact through our work. And that's what our students are typically trying to do. As mentioned, in our IDEA suite of online programs, we do offer multiple certificates and master's degrees. Our one certificate only program at this point at the grad level is Early Childhood and Family Policy. And then on our master's side, we offer Family and Community Services, as well as Family Financial Planning, Gerontology or Aging Studies, as well as Youth Development. So those are some areas that are unique and standalone, but there is some synergy between these programs. So why Iowa State and why IDEA? I will ask my colleagues to help answer this question. We are a really unusual alliance. We've been together for more than 20 years, almost 25 years. And through IDEA, you get to experience faculty members with expertise from many different universities. And so it's an opportunity to participate online, achieve that degree, but benefit from the knowledge of many different perspectives. I will ask my colleagues, so Dr. Fox, Dr. Gillette, thoughts about why Iowa State, why IDEA?
I think as for why Iowa State, I think, well, I'll start with why IDEA. I think it really is useful in terms of providing access to education for folks anywhere in the world, as long as you have an internet connection and you can participate and learn and gain a certificate or a graduate degree. As for why Iowa State, I think we have a really fantastic support system for students, particularly because I know a number of students may be coming back into school, after having been out of school for a long time. And so that can be nerve-wracking. But I think we have a lot of really fantastic supports, the people on this call. that really understand adult learners and where adult learners are at. And we just already have it all built in to provide support for those folks.
I agree. But I do want to add that I think it's important for us to acknowledge that in these very specialized areas that you just listed on the previous slide, and as an example that I'm most familiar with in family financial planning, it's difficult to have the resources in any one university to be able to deliver a course-based master's program. It's just a lot. 10 courses that span the breadth of a pretty broad field and get to the depth that we need. We can only do with our partners, and each brings a very unique perspective. Just as an example, at the University of Nebraska, we're able to bring in a lot more practitioners, which would be a little more difficult for us to do through Iowa State's graduate school, which I think is just important to acknowledge. And that's a key benefit to us in family financial planning to have that mix of the career professors and then the career practitioners. And I think that's a strength that I think that you'll see throughout all of the IDEA programs.
Thank you so much. Gilda, anything to add from your perspective?
No, from experience of students that have joined our programs, they have mentioned how interesting is to know people from other universities, to have the opportunity to take courses from professors, instructors from other universities as well. So it kind of like adds to the interest of people from different parts of the world, like Megan said.
Wonderful, thank you. And when we have Q&A, we can chat more. We offer online programs asynchronous. That means, to Gilda's point, you could be halfway around the world, several time zones away. We do have engagement online. It looks different for every course, for every instructor, but it's asynchronous, completed at your own pace, and really working with your academic advisor, that major professor, and coming up with your program of study, that academic plan. So we really can work with students on that. As we think about a few other important points, just to mention for online learning, that may be very familiar to folks. Certainly it's different post-COVID compared to prior. For our programs, they will have some different numbers or opportunities related to core classes or required classes, as well as any opportunities for electives for students to choose. Typically, there are recommendations for course positioning. So a course that is on foundations for a particular topic, for example, foundations in aging studies, we would ideally like a student to take that course early in the first semester or second semester. It can look a little different for every class, but a typical rule of thumb might be 2 to 3 hours per credit for work during a week. And we can certainly chat more about that. To the point of getting to know students and faculty from many areas in the country or even across the world, discussions and interactions are typically part of a class, and you'll get to do that as well as apply your learning and really think about what this means in the particular field of study or discipline. We have several different supports that are listed here. At Iowa State, we've grown our our support for online students, Cyclone support. If you get a chance to check it out, we should probably have a picture of our mascot, who is Cy, our Cyclone. And so we think about that whole person, student health and wellness. Our Iowa State Online team is providing wonderful services. Our graduate college provides Center for Communication Excellence, and that's both written and verbal. And then we have opportunities for graduate services and finding out more about careers. Applying is very easy. So for our programs, students have already earned a bachelor's or a higher degree. People are welcome from diverse backgrounds, and we're happy to chat with you and learn more about your background and then as well as your interest. We have a minimum GPA. However, for some of our applicants, undergraduate training was quite a few years ago. Sometimes there are challenges and a 3.0 grade point may not have been achieved, but we want to chat with you, understand that, and we can request an application waiver for that. It's very easy. We are interested in looking at your resume, looking at a statement of purpose, again, for alignment, to make sure in conversation and your materials that your understanding of the program, our conversations and understanding of your goals are aligned. And then to make it very easy, we accept students in fall, spring, and summer. And Gilda is first point of contact typically for folks and helping everyone navigate that. In terms of funding, it can look very different for individuals. There may be some federal student loan opportunities. Some employers reimburse, and there can be different conditions related to that. Right now in our college, for the last couple of years, we've been offering student scholarships. So $600, which is just about a credit. We offer that basically when you start the program, midway through and toward the end for our master's programs. So we do look for opportunities to support students.